Today we'll be looking at the Ancient Treasure event, and this one is a key event because it allows you to get your Tin Man, Bob Man, Square Pants, whatever you want to call them, to prepare for him in the next following day. And this is a vital one, especially for those who are newer in medium class, that if you don't build your towers and take these down, you won't be able to gain the correct components in order to build your Tin Man to the level or to the stats you need him to be in order to take him down at whatever level your clan might be at. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks, especially for those who are in the newer levels and medium players. And for those who are senior, leave a comment down below to help those who are new, and try to stay to the end of the video because there's a lot of things to share and some tips and tricks that you may not know before. So let's dive into it. This is something that you guys need to be aware of from the very beginning. Now, the very start when it comes to any tournament, read the tournament outlines first. So if you go into it, just take a quick read. It's very simple. Complete your daily quest to earn your treasure map fragments. Combine the fragments into a map in order to find a vault with ancient coins and other rewards. Complete the raids on the vaults with your clanmates because you have to go in groups in order to do this. You can't do it by yourself. And revive the troops that died in vaults is 10 times cheaper. Irretrievable losses of warriors that died in vaults have been reduced by half. Upgrade clan artifacts used in ancient coins. Artifacts will be useful to your clan in defeating enemies in the Rise of the Ancient tournaments. And artifact progress will reset after the end of the Rise of the Ancient tournament. You can't complete the treasure map if you joined your clan after the start of the tournament. So what does this mean for you guys, especially for those who are new? So what you need to understand, guys, it's very simple. This event actually always falls into a particular event at the same time, which is called the Ruthless Slaughter event. Because it falls under this event, it means that all your troops can be recovered by silver. So you're not losing gold or potions or vital resources that you need in order to revive your troops. However, what is neglected, or sometimes not that it's been hidden for you, not a hidden veil, but more that you guys don't realize, especially those who are new, that votes come in different colors, and different colors are a vital clue in how you're meant to march towards each vote. So let me show you that first before I go deeper. I've actually saved 2 locations, so hopefully those votes are still there. This vote here you can see is green color, right? So that's green color. And if I go to another one, for example, you notice this color is purple color, and you see the level has decreased, it's quite a low level. And if you go around to even my own clan and looking around in my area, well, level 40, and it's blue color. Now, what does this all mean? Why are those colors so vital, and why do I emphasize the fact that you should pay attention to colors for votes? The color of the votes predetermine what troops you should go and march towards each vote, because if you use lower tier troops to march on a higher tier level vote, so the level and color will represent that, all you're doing is sending them to your deaths, and you're doing it so pointlessly because ultimately you're trying to be part, so then therefore your Tin Man, SpongeBob SquarePants will be prepared for the next following day. You gotta pay attention to what your clan leaders, the superiors, officers, and veterans all mention when you prepare yourselves, especially for those who are new, is even more so that you march together. The most important thing when going up against these votes is structuring what you should be using, right? So an ideal way of approaching, of course, the Ancient Tower events is, first of all, you need to have the right captains to march in there. Typically speaking, you should always march in with your strongest attacking troops. So you want to use characters such as Cleo, Beowulf, Skady. So let's say you don't have the ability to get the seasonal event ones, and that's totally okay. You don't have to play seasonal. You can play just as normal. So if you're doing that, you want to kind of like march in with different troops. So you don't have seasonal troops, for example. You want to go in with amateur, and you want to march in with probably your next strongest unit. So you want those who would really plus up. So either you use Ada, which her general ability, as you guys are well aware, upgrades your guardsman strength and health. So that's very versatile because it covers all bases for your guardsman units, right? And if you're not using guardsman units, then simply you should use your next best troop area. So you either want to think about using monsters, because monsters are great because you have to remember votes, attacking, especially votes in particular, going in with flying units pair very well with votes. You don't technically need catapults, especially as you level up, depends what you have. And later even that, you don't even really care what you send in because you're so strong to the point where it doesn't matter anymore, especially when you hit tier 9. Now you still lose a lot of troops, but you don't care as much because you get all your resources back through silver, gold, and potions, through everyone collecting their chests and meeting that requirement. So that's for another story to tell, and that's something you will learn as you grow. Ingrid is pretty good in growing monsters, and if you're not doing that, I actually also recommend you to use Alexander, because let's face it, Alexander the Great is fantastic. He's a really, really good unit. Solely the idea that horseback units, his power buff up for them, mounted units, is very, very unique, very, very strong. But like I said, with bolts, it's even more vital that you use flyer-based ones. So Wu Zetian is really great. And if you're not using her, then use her counterpart, which is going to be Brunhild, because Brunhild, again, also upgrades flying units' health and strength. She's just a secondary unit, like most units have a second pair towards. Flyer units are great, and like I said, they're fantastic. So if you want to put gear on, then put gear on. Technically speaking, you don't want to, because saving your equipment and not breaking them is more important, because you want to use them when you have to go up against epics, tournaments, CP. You want to try to gain the maximum amount of valor and CP possible in going for the tournaments. But if you really have to use it, then fine, go ahead, but just be wary. I warned you guys already, yeah? So think about it, guys. You can either arm up with your usual troops. Cleo, Amator, and I say Wu Zetian is a really good trio, especially if you're not spending any money and you want to use what's already there. So Wu Zetian, yeah, so these three are a very good combination to have, because remember, Amator helps, she upgrades your health of your army on group marches in reinforcements and in raids, and strength of your army on group marches in reinforcements and in raids. So this is extremely important, especially the idea that she says very clearly reinforcements and in raids. So that's why it's very handy, because the trade, especially because the ancient tower event, it very much involves raids. You're going in groups. You can't attack this on your own. So therefore, bring her along with you, right? Cleo upgrades your armies in general, gives you the strength for the entire army, which is fantastic. And Wu Zetian, she's the ultimate flyer warrior that helps upgrades all your flying based units, and which is what you're going to be marching on anyway in attacking these vaults at the best of your abilities. So that's really vital. Now, guys, in saying that too, if you can, you do want to look at the type of hero you have. Now, I use Erin, our girl, and I said in previous videos too that she's ultimately your end game hero. She's your end game hero. And the reason is very typical, because once you've mastered all your VP and CP, you want the ability to be able to march across other kingdoms. You still want to be able to march across the fields. You want to have the ability to still be able to scout, gain, attack other players, and having her, she is the one to have at the end game, And even if you don't, you want to use her just for generally for tournaments like KVK and COT, which is Clash of the Kingdoms, and also Kingdoms vs Kingdoms. She's fantastic. And on top of it, you can't forget those other tournaments that uses OCB base, like First for Battle and so forth. You know, these are all key typical tournaments that are vital when thinking about tournaments using her. Now, going back to the key roles here, if you're able to, especially go on the votes, and especially early days, key hero-based ones you want to have, which really, really strong for you, would be heroes such as Hamon, because he gets upgraded based on the boosts that you have within your clan territory. You want to follow with either using Maronis, as I said, by having the 6-pair pack gear on him, gives you the strength and the vitality to be able to deal the damage necessary to going up against this particular tournament. And my boy, as I always love to use, happens to be Fadus, because I love holding more troops. With the plus 25% leadership, you better carry on the troops necessary to deal the lethal and also maximize the damage necessary in the lessons of your troops when going against this particular tournament, against the Ancients event, the Ancient Tower Summoning event. Okay, so there are 3 really vital ones. The other ones don't really play a vital role or as key. If you really want to go down with revival potions, then I'll say the next one here, a very neutral one, is Nectorius. Because, let's face it, Nectorius' ability to able to use potions to revive your troops is handy all-rounded, no matter what. So if you want like a fallback hero and you're not too sure about the other ones, Nectorius is not a bad hero to jump back to, okay? So looking at a hero analysis, that's fine. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are probably wondering, so what's the guide, Alex? What's the idea? How should I attack this more simply without losing so many troops? Now, I done a guide a while ago, and I'm going to read, and I've kind of like resurfaced it again. It's still valid today, surprisingly, because there hasn't been much change, and that really shows how much has not really changed in the game's tournaments, especially during March's changes. Now, if you are interested in that with March's changes, I have created a video there, so take a look at that. You go into the main channel, go on the popular, and you'll see a video that's actually under, you're going to find a video that says Total Battle Massive Updates. I really do recommend you to take a watch of that, especially if you're new or old, or even if you haven't really know about it. Updates are quite just as important to pay attention to of what's going on around you. And especially this type of game, updates will play a big here. So check it out. If not, check out the other more recent videos because I actually explain how much effect on each impacted video. So therefore you know what's impacted in each tournament because there's more chests now being gathered or less chests being gained or less troops being earned for mercs for the mercs trade tournament and so forth and so forth. So take a look at it, guys. I won't go through it because I already covered most of it. So that'll be interesting for you. So going back to our main discussion again, this is a guide that I actually did in 2025 last year. So this is a little while ago. And basically, I kind of wrote out an idea of what you should be using in each tier group. I will leave it here so you can take a screenshot or write it down somewhere. It will be useful to you. But for those who are not, I'll just read it out. So basically, this is a guide boat for the ancients with minimal casualties, right? You do not send catapults. You do not send catapults. They're useless. So level up to 19, no melee units. Level 20 and 29 send only mounted units plus flying without dragons. Level 30 and 39 send only flying without beast and elementals. Level 40 and above, epic monster hunters are the best for this level. These monster hunters are basically your mercenaries. And if you stacked your own troops as if you are planning an attack on an epic monster, don't waste your monsters if you can spare them. So basically I'm trying to tell you, don't spend when you don't need because mercs are a perk for you, especially when you're trying to compete better on other tournaments, right? And CP runs, you can earn more CP. VP runs, you can gain more against epic tournaments. That's the whole idea. So going down the list as well, the highest level of votes you can get is determined by the level of your guardsmen and your army's colors must match the votes for the raids to be successful, which I said earlier in this video, which basically stands for use troops to the right level and use your high level troops, especially for those who are under level votes because you're just going to smash through it with minimal cost, minimal damage and minimal losses. So that's kind of like the whole basic idea, right? And so when you pay attention, just take a look at it. So level 2 is green army, which is level 14 volts. Level 3 is blue army, level 19 volts. Your level 4 purple army, level 24 volts. Level 5 orange army, level 29 volts. Level 6 red army, level 34 volts. Level 7 yellow army, level 39 volts. And level 8 gray army, level 44. And then level 45, so forth. You guys know that already, guys. So that is the color scheme. And though I did that last year, that is still very, very valid today. So I advise you guys again, if you happen to be small or new or medium, I'll just leave this page over here just for a little bit. You guys should take a screenshot, pause it for a little bit, write it down, do whatever you want. But that is your guide and it's still very effective today. It's still effective. But here is a kicker that you guys should know and make it very clear to you. Use flyers. They are the OP when it comes to this event. The OP, which means overpowered, okay? So that is a handy tool. I hope that's been useful for you guys. You can use that. Now guys, like always, pay attention to your packages. You never know what's available. You want to use your smaller ones if you can. Never buy the expensive ones because it's unnecessary. And come on guys, this event uses silver, you know. How many events are going to fall into an area where the Ruthless Slaughter event will be involved, which gives you the opportunity to do a lot of experiments, fighting against monsters, battling against each other. We're only using silver. So this is an event you really should take advantage of, not just against the votes. I can't emphasize it enough, but take advantage of gaining more CP, take advantage of gaining more VP, take advantage of the fact of Ruthless Slaughter event being a very handy event of doing more than just using your potions and golds and other resources that's unnecessary. Like always guys, leave a comment down below, leave a like, subscribe, reach out to me if you want to talk to me over Zoom, and I'll see you guys again in the next TBF episode. Bye now. Hey warriors, before you march off, here's how to stay connected and power up your game. The TBF Alex Patreon is officially live. Look at the link below. Join the TBF family for exclusive perks, early content, behind the scene updates, and a private chat where we hang out and plan the next big moves together. And if you want to track your progress like a pro, check out the #1 chess tracker for Total Battle, the TB Clan Portal affiliate link below. It's your ultimate tool for mastering events, rewards, and strategies. For all business inquiries or collaborations, reach out to me on totalbattleforevergaming@gmail.com. And if you're serious about growing a gaming channel or want to team up, let's build something epic together. Subscribe, join the army, and keep the battle alive. This is TBF Alex signing off. Let's go!